contempt order to Ms. Cassandra Leong.
Second.
So there's a motion to
I second the motion.
issue a contempt order to Ms. Cassandra Leong.
Bustos. The next interpellator is from the minority, Congressman Busita. And then after Congressman Busita, we'll have a 10-minute lunch break. Para ho tuloy-tuloy tayo. And then we will resume after 10 minutes. Thank you. Congressman Busita, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. Mr. Chair, ang POGO po nag-operate since 2017 base sa Executive Order number 13. At Mr. Chair, base dito, pwede po nating sabihin na ang mga illegal POGOs ay nagsimula noong 2017. Mr. Chair, pwede po bang malaman sa Bureau of Immigration, ilan na po ang Chinese nationals na na-deport dahil dito sa illegal POGO operations?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Good afternoon po. Sa data po namin, around ano na po yung mga ni-remove na po namin sa bansa, ibig sabihin yung mga dineport at saka nirepatriate namin po from 2022 to 2024, nasa 2,379 na po.
Mr. Chair, ang itinatanong po natin sa BI, ilang Chinese nationals ang na-deport dahil sangkot sa illegal POGO?
Yun po, Mr. Chair, mga around ano po, kung yung mga sangkot po sa illegal POGO, 1,207 po. Pero meron din po kasi tayo mga pinauwi kasi they were categorized as victims. Pero pinauwi din po natin sila, Mr. Chair. So pag tinotal po natin yon, around 2,379 po, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. BI, meron pa po bang Chinese nationals under your custody?
Sorry.
Meron pa po bang Chinese nationals under your custody na may iba pang...
Meron pa po. Marami pong Chinese national ang under BI custody. Marami pong mga involved sa illegal POGO na under custody ng BI, at may tinutulungan po kami ng ibang agencies like PAOK to handle their physical custody po, Mr. Chair. So marami po. Pati po marami din po kami mga fugitives na under our custody.
Mr. Chair, maaari po bang malaman sa BI ilan itong under custody ng mga Chinese national?
Mr. Chair, pwede pong i-check ko lang po sa data namin, pero i-check ko lang po sa data namin para makapagbigay kami ng eksakto, Mr. Chair, kasi last week po alam ko nag-deport lang din po kami. So to give the exact number, mag-submit na lang po kami ng specific number, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, maaari bang malaman sa BI kailan nila maisasubmit kung ilan ang Chinese na nationals involved in illegal POGOs under their custody?
Mr. Chair, we will submit it before the next hearing, Mr. Chair.
Before
the next hearing po.
Ibig po ba sabihin wala tayong data? Napakainit na issue nito. Isang click mo lang, di po ba mabe-verify natin ito, Mr. Chair?
Yes, Mr. Chair. If you could give us siguro mga one hour, i-check ko po namin sa office ngayon, Mr. Chair.
So after 1 hour?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, BI. If I may proceed, Mr. Chair. PSA, Philippine Statistics Authority. Noong nakaraang hearing po, Joint Committee hearing ng Public Order and Safety and Games and Amusement, nabanggit po ng PSA, more than 1,000 Chinese nationals ang palsipikado ang birth certificates. PSA, sa inyo pong follow-up validations and investigations, may napadagdag na po ba dito sa mga Chinese nationals na palsipikado ang birth certificate?
Mr. Chair, based po sa data na na-refer ng agencies po natin, DFA, sa Senate and Congress, meron na po tayong around more than 1,700 po na birth records na related to registration ng foreign nationals. And nakapag-imbestiga na po kami ng around 15 na concerned na local civil registry office. So, on the part of the PSA po ay yung mga findings po namin na fraudulent registrations ay blinak na po namin. So, ongoing po ito.
Excuse me, PSA. Simple lamang po yung tanong natin. Nagkandak po kayo ng validations and investigations sa mga palsipikado ang birth certificate na Chinese national. Tama po ba?
Yes po.
Ang tanong po, kung ginawa po ninyo yon, after our previous hearing, ilan na po ang napadagdag sa bilang ng mga ito?
Yun po, sir. Ang total Okay, sir. So, more than 100 po yung dagdag, Mr. Chair. And, yun nga, ang total po nito lahat, bali ay 17 na po. 1733 as of now po, Your Honor.
Pakiulit po, ilan po ang napadagdag?
Ngayon po ay 1733.
1,733. Tama po ba?
Yes po, sir. Yes po.
Linawin ko lamang po, Mr. Chair. Noong previous hearing po natin, ang na-find out na po ninyo na falsified ang birth certificate is more than 1,600. PSA, tama po?
Yes po, sir.
At ang napadagdag po diyan is more than 1,700. Tama po?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right now, sir, ang nakadagdag po is 69 fraudulent registrations po.
Kanina po may sinabi kayo 1,733. Nalilito po ako sa inyo Mr. Chair, ito po ang tanong. During the previous hearing, nag-report po kayo, more than 1,600 Chinese national falsified ang birth certificate. Tama po. Ang tanong po, ilan ang napadagdag? Ang sabi po ninyo, 1,733. Ano po ba talaga?
Sorry, Your Honor. I-clarify ko lang. Yung total po ngayon is 1,733. So, which means ang nadagdag po ay 69 from our previous na report.
Last question, Congressman Busita.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Last question. May coordination po ba kayo sa Bureau of Immigration?
Currently, sir, we are having a coordination with the BI and also with other agencies like DFA and the National Bureau of Investigation po.
Yun lamang po, Mr. Chair. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you, Congressman Busita. So there's a suggestion that we continue and make this a working lunch, meaning we can propound questions to our resource persons while we're having lunch. And that goes the same to our resource persons too. You can have your lunch or maybe your dessert. Tapos na yata kayo mag-lunch. The next to interpolate is Congresswoman Swan Singh. You are recognized. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, may I direct my first few questions to the representative from the Department of Labor and Employment? If I may ask Dole, Mr. Chair, is there a process of registration for non-Filipinos that are employed in POGOs? My apologies, Mr. Chair. May I direct this question to the Department of Labor? And are these foreign nationals subjected to health clearances and police clearances? Mr. Chair, parang hindi po yata nakikinig yun, Dole. If I may repeat my
Kindly
question.
repeat the question and to whom the question was addressed. Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chair, let me repeat po. May I direct this question to the Department of Labor and Employment? If I may ask, is there a process of registration for foreign nationals that are applying to be employed in POGOs? And are these applicants subjected to health clearances and police clearances, Mr. Chair?
The representative of the Department of Labor and Employment. Is there anyone from DOLE?
Meron kanina. Mr. Chair, meron po kasing sumagot ng question si Kong Franz a while ago relating to DOLE. So, there's no one from DOLE, Mr. Chair?
There's no one from DOLE in our committee hearing today, Your Honor. But you may probably ask anyone from BID with respect to your question. They may have some information as to the requirements.
Yes. Mr. Chair, I ask because it has been found that several of the foreign nationals that were given permits by the Department of Labor and Employment were found to have diseases or have criminal records or were drug users. So ito po siguro yung tanong natin sa DOLE or whoever of our resource persons can talk about this. Bakit po na-issuean ng permits yung mga foreign nationals kahit po hindi sila pasado sa health and police clearances, Mr. Chair?
I think BID, you may have some information and an answer to the question of Congresswoman Sansing. Meron bang derogatory reports yung mga pumapasok dito? And if they have, bakit sila nakakapasok dito?
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Regarding po doon sa mga nag-apply ng working visa sa Bureau of Immigration, lahat po nang nai-issuehan namin ng visa, at that time of the issuance, wala po kaming nare-receive na derogatory record. Pero the moment na malaman po namin na sila ay may criminal cases sa other countries, kinakancel po natin ng visa and sinacharge po natin sila ng deportation. And eventually, dinedeport po natin sila as fugitives po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. That was my concern. Is if there's a process of revocation for those that are found to be in violation of health and police clearances. So, meron po bang proseso? May we know, Mr. Chair, how many of these visas have been either revoked and how many of these persons have been deported?
Madam Chair, sa ngayon po wala kaming available na data pero we still have to create the data for that para po i-submit na lang po namin later. So yun po yung process the moment na malaman namin. Even if PAGCOR, if they tell us na canceled na yung mga POGO license nila, we immediately issue the cancellation of visas ng mga workers ng PAGCOR po.
Mr. Chair, in the absence of representatives from DOLE in today's hearing, may we please request the committee secretariat to request for the number of permits they have issued to foreign nationals that are employed in POGOs? How many permits have they issued since the beginning of POGO operations and how many have been revoked or canceled, if any? Kasi, Mr. Chair, we heard the process of BID in terms of revocation and cancellation and deportation. Pero on the part po of DOLE, we're unsure how they actually screen, how they do the registration, and whether they revoke certain permits, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Comsec, please take note of the request and manifestation of Congresswoman Sonsing with respect to data to be provided to the committee from the Department of Labor and Employment.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. In relation, Mr. Chair, if we may request both DOLE and PAGCOR to please give us data on the employment in POGOs, the percentage of foreign nationals versus Filipinos. Kasi pagbabanggain lang natin, Mr. Chair, if the data from PAGCOR and DOLE with regard to the employment match. Kasi we've been seeing that in previous hearings, Mr. Chair, that there seems to be a dissonance in terms of how many people are actually employed and whether these POGOs are compliant with Philippine regulations with regard to percentage of foreign nationals versus Filipinos employed in these POGOs, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Sonsing. Comsec, please take note again of the request of Congresswoman Swansing with respect to data coming from PAGCOR
And DOLE, Mr.
and
Chair.
DOLE as well, Comsec.
Mr. Chair, since DOLE is not here, may I direct my next set of questions to the BIR? Medyo ways and means po yung thrust nito, Mr. Chair, because we want to make sure that these POGOs are also held accountable for whatever revenue contributions due to the government they did not give our government in the previous years. Mr. Chair, if I may ask the representative from the BIR, what year did you start recognizing revenue collections from POGO operations?
BIR?
Good morning po, Mr. Chair. For POGO collections, as early as around probably 2017, you're already collecting from Philippine offshore gaming operators. And then when RA 11590 took effect, we just continued collecting, but I think the tax regime was simplified and clarified po.
Mr. Chair, may we please request the BIR to either provide us detailed information on revenue collections from POGO operators since 2017, as stated by our resource person.
My apologies, ma'am. 2018 po pala onwards. We can provide po.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, may I ask if there has been special audit conducted by the BIR or the DOF with regards to POGO operators for possible violations of the National Internal Revenue Code?
That's the last question, Congresswoman Swansing.
Mr. Chair, if I may, can I combine it also, Mr. Chair, para magkakasama na po? And if there has been a special audit conducted, what is the result of these audits? Have any cases been filed against those that have been found to violate the NIRC, Mr. Chair? Thank you very much po.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Audits are conducted annually against these entities. And whenever there are discrepancies that are found, more often than not, they comply po. I guess for them po, it's wiser to comply than to have any halts in their operation.
Mr. Chair, I will interpret that question as no cases have been filed against any POGO operators for possible violations of the NIRC. And I think, Mr. Chair, if it would be possible to talk further to the leadership of the BIR and DOF, because there have been talks around economic contributions of these POGOs, and we know these contributions are minuscule as compared to the social ills and consequences that they have created in the Philippines, in our society. So, Mr. Chair, at the very least po, I hope, apart from what we're investigating around possible violations in terms of their involvement in the illegal drug trade, in terms of human rights violations, in terms of human trafficking, perhaps, Mr. Chair, we can also hold them accountable for possible taxes, fees, or penalties and fines that they have not given to our government. So, Mr. Chair, if we may please enjoin the DOF and the BIR to look further into the tax obligations and whether these POGOs have been contributing what is due from them to our government. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Sonsing. The next to interpolate is Congresswoman Bulilia. You are recognized. You have 5 minutes. Since Congresswoman Bulilia is not around, next is Congressman Johnny Pimentel. You are recognized. You have 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, before I ask my questions, I would like to make a manifestation. During the hearing last July 31 on public order, I moved to let the committee issue a show cause order to Ms. Cassandra Leong. Ms. Cassandra Leong, as we all know, is one of the main actors in Lucky South 99 POGO operations. Now, may I inquire, Mr. Chair, since there was already a show cause order, would it be proper for this committee to issue a contempt order to Cassandra Leong, since she is also invited today, but she is a no-show?
Yes, Congressman Pimentel, we have issued a show cause order to Ms. Cassandra Leong, and it is the right of this committee to issue an order of contempt to that person if the body wants it.
So on that note, Mr. Chair, if there's no objection, this representation would like to move that this committee issue a contempt order to Ms. Cassandra Leong, Mr. Chair.
So there's a motion to
I second
the motion.
issue a contempt order to Ms. Cassandra Leong, and this was duly seconded. Any objection? Hearing none, the said motion is now approved.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. May I proceed?
You go ahead,
I'd
Congressman
like to
Pimentel.
direct my question to PAGCOR. Based on the figures from PAGCOR, the total number of canceled POGOs, support providers, and special class of business process outsourcing providers, or SBPOs, from 2016 to December 2023, 402, total of 402 illegal operations have already been canceled. 72 POGOs, 309 service providers, 18 local gaming agents, and 3 SBPOs. May I inquire from PAGCOR if these figures are correct?
That is correct, Mr. Chair.
So at the moment, in spite of these cancellations of 402 illegal POGO operations, ilan po ba talaga ang nag-ooperate ngayon ng POGO sa buong Pilipinas as per your record?
As of date po, we have 42 internet gaming licensees po.
42? Is that correct? 42
Apo.
or 43?
42 na lang po.
Okay. Those 42 POGO operations are licensed, hindi po ba? May mga
Tama po.
lisensya yan. Ngayon, you mentioned earlier during the questioning of Congressman Franz Castro that there are illegal POGOs operating, well, mostly in Metro Manila. Do you have figures of how many illegal POGOs are operating in the entire country?
I'm sorry, sir. Can you please repeat the last question?
You mentioned earlier, dun sa questioning ni Congressman Franz Castro, that there are illegal POGOs operating in Metro Manila. Do you have a figure? Meron ka bang data na ito ilan ang illegal POGO na nag-ooperate sa buong Pilipinas?
Mr. Congressman, yun pong nabanggit po kanina na yung 402 na po na yun, ito din po kasi yung ginagamit po ng PAOK natin na chine-check po natin isa-isa kung hindi na po talaga nag-ooperate yung mga canceled POGOs, service providers from 2016 to 2024. We can provide you po kung ilan na po dito sa 402 na ito ang na-check na po natin because since po na nagkaroon po tayo ng mga coordination meetings and mga hearings, patuloy-tuloy po nating chine-check if these 402 are still operating or wala na po sila doon sa kanilang mga registered addresses. We can provide you po an update po kung ilan na po dito ang na-check na wala na po talagang operations. So, para malinis po natin yung 402 po na sinasabing illegal POGOs.
So in short, Mr. Chair, wala po kayong datos ngayon na maibigay kung meron pang illegal operations ng POGO na nangyayari.
Meron po kami, pero hindi lang po namin maipapadala ngayon, but we can provide the committee po as soon as possible.
Because according to PAOK, Mr. Chair, they release a statement, whether verbally or officially, that there are more than 400 POGO operations, but only 42 are legal. Tama po ba yun, Yusek Gilbert Cruz? Andiyan po ba si Yusek Gilbert Cruz ng PAOK?
Yusek,
Yes, Your Honor.
Cruz,
Yes.
please reply.
Yes, sir. Your Honor, actually, there are 402 illegal POGO sites right now. Itong 402 na ito, Your Honor, it stemmed from 298 POGOs before. Tapos, nag-issue po ito yung 298 na mga POGOs na mga sub-licenses nila. Kaya naging 402. And 43 lang po yung merong IGL license as of today. 42, Your Honor.
So Mr. Chair, kasi hindi ko masyadong madinig, ilan talagang POGO operations ngayon, including yung illegal, including yung license, ilan talaga?
Sa ngayon po, sir, yung 402, sir, ang validation pong ginawa namin yan, that was late last year. And early this year, nag-conduct din po kami. Yan po yung 402. But this 402, sir, gumawa po kami ng folders for each of these 402 sites na mga POGOs na ibinigay po namin dito sa committee, wherein the committee turned this over to the League of Municipalities and League of Cities for them to check yung operation po ng mga 402 na ito, sir. And most of these 402, majority of the locations of these POGO sites are mostly in Metro Manila. And there is also few in Visayas and Mindanao.
Okay, let me get back to you. Let me proceed, Mr. Che, to question PAGCOR. Under your procedures, may I inquire from PAGCOR for purposes of clarification. Once a IGL or POGO is given a license and they operate, hindi pa ba na mandato ninyo to monitor these operations?
Opo, tama po.
1 minute, Congressman Pimentel.
To PAGCOR, can you please answer the question?
Yes po, tama po. Na once po makancel po yung license ng operator, dapat po ma-monitor kung wala na po talaga silang operation dun sa declared site po nila.
Hindi. Pag na-cancel na yon, what I mean, yung ongoing ang operations, di ba mandated kayo na i-monitor po yon, hindi po ba?
Yes po, tama po.
Okay. Now, 2 weeks ago, paano operate ang monitoring nyo? Is it on a weekly basis or is it on a daily basis? Araw-araw ba nyo minomonitor yon? May bumibisita ba doon sa operation sa araw-araw?
Meron pong iba't ibang schedule po yung monitoring team po namin ng pagbisita po sa mga operating sites. Meron po silang mga sites na may 24/7 na bantay. Meron din naman pong mga twice a week po or daily. Meron din naman pong mga weekly po ang kanilang inspection po.
Okay. It is on record, Mr. Chair, na they have a monitoring system. Ngayon, ang tanong ko ito. 2 weeks ago, this committee, together with the PAOK, CIDG, and PNP officials, visited and made an inspection to Bamban, Tarlac, and Porac, Pampanga. During the inspection, nakita po namin, totoo po yun, dun sa Bamban, meron isa silang building kung saan nandun yung operation ng licensed POGO. However, if you go beyond that building, merong mga maliliit na building doon na nakita namin na ginawa nilang scam farm. I'm just curious, bakit po sa araw-araw na pinupuntahan nyo yung PAGCOR na POGO license operations, sabi nga ninyo, meron 24/7, meron on a weekly basis, but the fact still remains na meron kayong monitoring system, bakit hindi nyo nakita yung scam farm, which is included in the Baufo compound? Nandun lang sila sa likod. Araw-araw, sabi nyo may monitoring kayo. Bakit hindi ninyo nakita yung scam farm doon? Almost 5 to 6 buildings na mga scam farm nandun. Can you answer my question?
That will be your last question, Congressman Pimentel.
Gaya po ng naipaliwanag po namin sa mga nakaraan po nating pagdinig, ang lahat po ng PAGCOR license ay site-specific. Kung saan lang po, kunyari po, sa Bamban Tarlac, nabanggit nyo po na second, third, fourth, and fifth floor lamang po ang may lisensya. So yun po ang sakop or merong jurisdiction ng PAGCOR para po mag-monitor. Doon po sa natagpuan po natin sa Bamban Tarlac, yung mga ibang buildings po doon sa loob ng Baufo compound ay hindi po lisensyado o covered ng license na inisyu ng PAGCOR. Yung inisyu po ng PAGCOR doon is 3 floor po doon sa isang building lang. And kung makikita po doon na yung setup po ng iba't ibang buildings, magkakalayo po sila at meron po silang mga cover. Naharangan po sila noon at hindi po pinapapasok doon yung mga monitoring teams natin. So, kumbaga po, yung pong buong Baufo compound ay hindi po lisensyado ng PAGCOR. Ang lisensyado lang po ng PAGCOR nung time na yon ay yung 3 palapag sa A1 building po sa loob ng Baufo compound.
Mr. Chair, I have many questions pa, but since my time is finished, I reserve my questions on the next round.
Thank you, Congressman Pimentel. Those who wish to ask questions for the second round, please indicate your interest by having your name listed with the committee secretary. Okay, the next is Congresswoman Luistro. You have 5 minutes.